So how about baseball?
Baseball.
How about baseball?
What about it?
He's been very, very good to
Some
Eddie.
players got some...
it's been very, very good to Eddie.
Been very, very good.
Well, there are a few baseball stories, and that's because, the offseason just hit, and there is a cutoff date after a couple of days where players become free agents in Major League Baseball. But this is some teams that know they're not going to get their big free agents back. There is a last-ditch effort to try and get them back, and it's called a qualifying offer. Now, you guys might have heard this hear this when you guys listen to any sports radio or sports talk. I'm not going to lie to you. The qualifying offer is fucking confusing. It's
I asked you to explain it to me, and you still didn't make any sense.
Okay, so I'm going to try and break this down.
It sounds a lot like, we were talking about this before the show, it sounds a lot like the franchise tag in NFL.
A little bit.
Except there's more freedom on the player's part.
Yes. So...
Because you can reject one?
You can reject it. Whereas franchise in the NFL, you're locked in if they franchise you.
The qualifying offer is when a player is hitting free agency, the team can make you a qualifying offer. And the qualifying offer is like an average of yearly salaries of the top 150 players in the league.
Yeah.
So last year was 17.3 million. This year it's like 17.9 million is the qualifying offer. A player could accept it or turn it down. If they turn down the qualifying offer, the major league team that makes them the qualifying offer, even knowing full well no one's going to take it, there's such a low number of players that have ever taken the qualifying offer. There is one player who might take it this year. Josh Donaldson has been given a qualifying offer. I wouldn't be surprised if Josh Donaldson...
Why? Is it a legit offer? Or
no,
has he just realized
it's just $17.9 million. He's only got a couple years left, and if he sign, I don't think anyone's going to give him a multi-year deal. This is probably going to be one of the best deals he can get.
How much?
$17.9 million
for 1 year.
For 1 year?
Yeah.
Take it and run.
Yeah, because he's a little bit older. He had a big comeback season, but I don't know how many more of those comeback seasons he's going to get like that. I'm sure he's going to want to get a multi-year deal, but I wouldn't be surprised if he took it. But outside of that, if the team makes a qualifying offer to a player and the player turns down said qualifying offer, that major league team gets a compensation draft pick. So they get an extra draft pick. That's all. It's stupid. I don't know why it exists. It should honestly they should just fucking get rid of it. Garrett Cole's going to get one. Anthony Rendon's going to get one. Astros know for a fact that Cole's turning it down, so they're going to get a pick out of it. That's fucking stupid. The Rendon's obviously going to turn it down. Nats are going to get a pick out of it. It's stupid. It's stupid. I don't get it.
But it's just a way for a club to go, hey, I know you're leaving. I'm going to try to get a compensatory pick out of this.
The Astros aren't getting back Cole, but I do think there is a possibility that the Nats can get back
Rendon,
but
not for the qualifying offer.
No, God, no. This is just their chance to get an extra pick out of it.
Yeah,
that's all.
And you think he's the more viable option between him and Strasburg?
No, I don't. I think they're going to get one of them back. I don't think they're going to get Strasburg back. I think Strasburg is going to be I think he's going to be a Padre. There's just no doubt in my mind he's going anywhere but San Diego. They're going to spend the money on him.
Which means he's going to be in a Dodger.
No, I don't see that happening. I don't see the Dodgers going after him because the Dodgers have had a bad track record of spending money on pitchers with injury histories and it burning them bad.
Oh, I know.
So I don't see that happening again. I think it would be a mistake for the Dodgers to get Strasburg. I think there's other options that might be a little more reliable. Where the Padres, they need somebody. I can totally see them going after Strasburg. He has ties to San Diego. I'm not saying that Strasburg's going to get hurt or that he's not an incredible pitcher. He might stay healthy and he might continue to be incredible. I don't see the Dodgers taking that chance because they have so much money out there. They need to get somebody that they know for a fact is going to be on that field. The Padres, I think, can be a little more aggressive with it because they have no choice. The Padres are up against the wall. AJ Preller is up against the wall.
This is Preller's last go.
He's going to go all out.
They go under 500. He's gone. He's got to win. So he's gonna have the money. He's gonna do it.
I just look at all the big arms they had back when you were with the organization, and they didn't get it done there.
They didn't really have big arms though.
They had Kimbrel.
Yeah, but he's the closer, and the team didn't get to the point where he could close the game.
He wasn't an effective closer because no one could close.
Yeah.
There's no reason that
when he closed out the games, they won. The problem is we were down by 4
They got
in the ninth
they got
every
a
time.
banged up Shields. Shields was never the same after he left Tampa.
Shields
Really?
Shields was just he was still good in Kansas City. Shields
Yeah,
was
he
just
did okay in Kansas City. That was the beginning of the end, though.
Yeah. Shields was getting older. He wasn't quite the same pitcher. 4 years earlier, it would have been a great, like 3 or 4 years earlier, it would have been a much better deal for the Padres. So that didn't work out. They had Ian Kennedy, who was kind of starting on the downhill, even though the next year he signed a huge deal in Kansas City. Because Kennedy stays healthy and he eats a lot of innings. So he's a great 3 on a winning team. But he's not your front of the line starter. They had Josh Johnson, who was he never got healthy. Just never got healthy. When he was in Miami, he was the best pitcher in baseball for 2 years. But then he went over to Toronto. Then he came to San Diego. He just was not healthy. They didn't have big arms. They didn't get to use them. They need a big arm to bolster that staff. And Strasburg is just an obvious pick to be their opening day starter.
Yeah.
I think it would be a great move for the Padres. I think it would be a great move for Strasburg. They're about to do their full rebrand. I think they're officially getting rid of the navy blue and they're going right back to brown. I'm looking forward to that announcement because I think it's kind of cool. We'll get into it when they officially make that announcement. It just seems like an obvious thing. Garrett Cole, as I've said before, I think he's going to be an Angel.
So can you explain one thing to me about the qualifying offer thing? Free agents aren't eligible for qualifying offers if they were traded midseason?
Yes, you have to spend the entire season with that
Okay.
team. You have to receive a qualifying offer. There's 2 things that have had to have happened in your career. One, that previous season you had to spend the entire year with that team.
Sorry, I'm just...
No, it's confusing. It's
Yeah.
like when it comes to this type stuff with Major League Baseball and the collective bargaining agreement, if you don't know the ins and outs of contract law, this shit is confusing. It just is. It's confusing for the sake of being confusing. It's like
Sounds like every contract ever.
It just sounds like it's more in favor of the teams then.
I think it was just something so the
They're just trying to hold players' rights
They're
as
just
much
trying
as
to
they
get
can.
a chance to get compensated if they can't get players' rights.
Gotcha.
So they came up with the qualifying offer thing. So if we can't get the guy back with this thing, we should be able to be compensated. So they're compensated with a pick. Mm-hmm. No one ever takes the qualifying offer. You had to have played for the team the full year previously. So say if Zach Greinke was a free agent this offseason, he's not, but he was traded mid-season. He would not be eligible to get a qualifying offer. The other way you can't get a qualifying offer is if you've already gotten a qualifying offer before.
So that's all well and good. I'm just thinking ahead and going, free agency last year, hot stove last year, it felt like such a dumpster fire. Like it was...
It's been that for a couple years.
It was a disaster. So much so that, was it 2 years ago, they had to have their own spring training.
Yeah. This has been a trend for the last couple of years.
Aside from like your key guys.
Yes.
Your Mike Trouts. You know what I mean? Like aside from those type guys, what are they holding out for?
The players aren't holding out. Unless you're a Scott Boras guy. For instance, Justin Upton, who got that $100 million
I would be very
deal.
curious to see of players who decline their qualifying offer, how many of them are Scott Boras guys?
Probably most of them that are available. I mean, there's only going to be a couple of qualifying offers being thrown out there. Garrett Cole, Rendon, probably Strasburg, probably Josh Donaldson. I don't know if they're all Boris guys, but there are not a whole lot of qualifying offers that go out
I was
there.
surprised Didi didn't get one.
No, he did not.
Why?
Oh, he's a free agent. He'll probably sign back.
You think so?
Yeah, he'll probably get a multi-year deal. It's a confusing. The qualifying offer is so fucking confusing.
I feel like Didi was one of those players though that was super streaky. When he's on, he's on. When he's off,
he's
it
very
was like,
streaky.
oof.
He's very streaky, but he's a solid player. He's a very solid player, and he's a good fit for that Yankee lineup. Yeah, it's just it's confusing. It's just one of those things that I think needs to be cleaned up. It's confusing for confusing's sake. It's just it's dumb. No one ever takes them.
Yeah.
It's just so a team can get rewarded for acting like they're being proactive.
Yeah.
They're not being proactive. They're just getting rewarded for putting out the perception that they're being proactive. Free agency these last few years has been bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Yeah, the splashiness of a $300 million deal for Machado and Harper, they're the exception. You got guys signing in the middle of spring training, and it's because no one's even calling them.
Yeah, it's one of those freezing people out type
Major
thing.
League Baseball, and the word that I was told when I was with the Royals that they were like, we don't want to use this word yet, but collusion is a word we might have to start throwing around soon, because it's really interesting that every team is all doing this at the exact same time.
Yeah.
No one's trying to outbid each other. Literally, everyone's just freezing players out. So like when Justin Upton was a free agent after he left the Padres, everyone knew he was going to make like $150 million. He didn't get and there were reports that he was being offered this and that. Justin said he didn't get a phone call until January from anyone.
That's crazy.
From anyone.
That's cool. When you think you're the hottest commodity out there and your phone's not ringing, that won't mess with your psyche at all.
And you take a guy in a lower situation like my buddy Ty Kelly. Ty Kelly that previous year had been up and down with the Mets all year, off-season hits. Now, when the offseason hit, I signed back immediately with the Diamondbacks, which I was happy to do. I even knew the opportunity was not going to be great, but they were like, "We'll give you this much money, guarantee that we'll guarantee your contract for as long as you want to be in the organization." I'm like, all right, done.
Yeah,
done.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm probably not gonna get paid more elsewhere, and yeah, I'll just take the chance. Ty Kelly, who is a buddy of mine who was in the big leagues that previous year, didn't get any phone calls until February. And the amount of money that he was being offered by the Angels was shockingly low, especially for a guy that's A, been in the big leagues, and B, been in the big leagues the previous season. Ty is a solid ball player, and he signed for a contract that my mind melted for how low it was. I couldn't believe what to put it in real, he was paid nearly a third of what I was getting paid.
Jesus.
Humble brag.
No. I was getting paid well, but that's how you're normally supposed to pay guys who have any major league service. He honestly should have been making more than me because he'd been in the big leagues more recently than me. So what he was getting paid was staggering, but he took it because he felt like he had no other options. He's like, I either take this or I go to indie ball. I'm not going to indie ball.
Damn.
So it's getting worse out there for this.